Welcome to the CHIETA podcast, Let's Talk Innovation. My name is Yershen Pillay, the CEO of the Chemical Industries Education and Training Authority, CHIETA. Today I have the pleasure and the privilege of being in conversation with Mr. Sebastian Sachtleben, who is the CEO of Afrox, Sub-Saharan Africa's market leader in gases and welding supplies. Sebastian, it's a great pleasure to have you on our podcast to talk about innovation.
Thanks, Yershen.
And let's maybe start off by just talking broadly about how you've been able to reposition Afrox as an innovation leader. I know you've done some fantastic work since you've taken over. Afrox has really been at the forefront and great strides made, especially in the area of innovation.
Yeah, well, good question. Thanks for having me here. What we did is there's certainly the question around product innovation and then process innovation, and then also the particular in light with digitalization. And if we look at the chemical industry, and I think we will elaborate on that later a little bit more in depth, is that there is not so many product innovations as such, right? And in our business, I mean, we've been in the business for many years and decades. So when we talk about innovation, then it's certainly processes, digitizing process, and also now using much more artificial intelligence to boost productivity, but also make sure that our customers get a great customer experience when buying products from us.
No, excellent. And I mean, I've seen Afrox really under your leadership, just being able to navigate the context so well in the business environment. What are some of the key trends that you've been able to identify as a company in the chemical industry?
In the chemical industry, yeah. I mean, let's talk a little bit about the chemical industry on a broader perspective. What we see, I would say, like I said before, there's not so many innovation on a product specifically, but let's, for example, take electrolysis, right? And a process that is known for more than 200 years, but with a need to decarbonize, we can use electrolysis to, with the help of green electricity, to generate green hydrogen, and therefore then decarbonize substantially hard to abate processes. And this is a big trend in the whole chemical industry, but also in our business. And we're there as Linde, and Afrox being part of the Linde group, we're driving this significantly in the market to help customers to decarbonize their processes.
No, and absolutely, one of the things we've realized as well as CHIETA is that there is a need to decarbonize, to go green. We've been investing significantly in new technologies around green hydrogen, and really positioning the industry, or helping the industry to be a leader in green hydrogen. Do you think this is the right way to go in terms of where we're going, in terms of the trends?
It's certainly one aspect, right? There is more stuff in the chemical industry. Just think about the growing population. I mean, there's in the whole field of agriculture. I mean, with the growing population, there is the need for proteins, right? I think we need fertilizer across the globe to do agriculture. So I think there's many aspects to it, and certainly hydrogen being one part of that.
And you mentioned, the importance of artificial intelligence. What other digital technologies are you exploring as Afrox?
I mean, artificial intelligence being a big field and also relatively new to us, but starting with the basics in digitizing processes, right? I mean, getting, for instance, simple stuff like approvals done in a digital way, and get rid of paper-based processes, but also trainings. I mean, what we are doing a lot is investing capabilities in our people, how to use, for instance, virtual reality. I mean, that's something that is a technology that can boost a lot of productivity. Just imagine we have a lot of production units across the country and even in Africa, and nowadays we can just run a lot of trainings virtually, and nobody needs to travel there. So that's a technology that we are also heavily using to make our business more innovative, but also getting the benefits from that.
I love your focus on virtual reality. One of our really big investments, which I think we're doing well with yourselves too, in terms of your Center of Excellence as CHIETA and Afrox, is to look at how do we train welders and artisans using virtual reality technology. Some say that it's a bit far-fetched. It's not what's actually happening on the factory floor. Do you think it's the right approach to take, to invest now for the future in some of virtual reality for training?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good question, especially in quite traditional jobs like welding. One can ask, why do you spend so much focus on that? But it's crystal clear that these new things will find its place into traditional processes. So then the question is when to start with. And you mentioned now our Center of Excellence that we, together with CHIETA, operated our facility. And it's a perfect example where we combine basically classical work of training, educating welders, but now recently we also started to train people how to install solar, for instance, but then also make sure that they get access to new technology. What is key for me is that people, if we upskill them, if we train them, that we show them technology, but eventually they must learn how to solve problems, because we can show them a solution to a specific problem, but when they're later in the field, they must apply the knowledge that they gained, but then also they need to find solution to any new problem. And I think here technology can be a good vehicle for that.
Yes, and we've also been focusing a lot more. We say there's two types of people: problem creators and problem solvers. So we need more problem solvers.
Sure.
And I know you particularly have a strong focus on these core skills, so that a welder can become a manager and perhaps a leader of Afrox. What else do you think we should be focusing on in terms of skills development and training?
Yeah. I mean, it starts a lot with the basics, also giving young people the opportunity to test what they can do, test their capabilities, but also just give them a platform to try. Coming back to our welding school, so we just give them the opportunity to work with different tools, to understand the differences in certain welding applications. That is definitely key. Having certainly a theoretical part of any training is good. Eventually, we want to have and hand out a certificate, right? And say, okay, you participated in the training. But what is so important is that they gain the experience, that they do stuff and also work as a group together with others to learn from each other and encourage each other. That's very important to us.
Oh, fantastic. So, let's talk a bit about sustainability. You mentioned that sustainability is a major focus, in the chemical industries. How are you leveraging green, chemistry, sustainable practices and integrating those into your business operations?
We are not a chemical producer in the sense that we're running big operations to produce large-scale chemicals, like for instance Sasol. But what we do with our air gas business is that first of all we need a lot of electricity to run our air separation units, and there everybody will agree we can start with the basics, just using renewable electricity for that, which gives a big impact on our Scope 2 emissions. We're looking at solar installations on the smaller plants, but also on larger investments to get rid of a lot of CO2 emissions, because if we buy electricity from the grid, then you just get the cocktail of gray electricity, if I may say so. So therefore, if you have dedicated projects that you can bring and link directly into your production, you will also have the proof that the product that you eventually produce and deliver to customers is coming with a much lower carbon emission than it was in the past.
No, fantastic. And, obviously collaboration plays an important part in terms of new value creation. What are some of the major or significant partnerships that you've been able to establish as Afrox?
Yeah, we work with universities also to follow what are the latest trends in terms of technology, but also research, and then we collaborate with companies and organizations like you to make sure that we understand what's happening in the market, that we can adapt our trainings and learning programs also to the need of the people that are coming, that we hire. And I think this has been proven to be a very successful collaboration with CHIETA, with you, but also with the universities and also with some of our customers. If we have larger investment projects, if we have a long cycle of development, that we collaborate quite closely with them.
Yeah, and I can attest to that. You know, the collaboration with you as Afrox, just to get that industry perspective and have the public and private sector working together. You're training more digitally savvy artisans, but you're also training for the demand that is out there. And we've seen such great uptake and absorption as well, so that we're not training for the sake of training, but you're training for employment, you're training for sustainability. So certainly we also value this partnership between an industry partners such as yourselves and CHIETA. What more can we do? Especially as you say, bringing in universities, institutions, and both locally and globally in terms of driving collaboration.
Yeah, what we do good, and I think we shouldn't stop there, is embracing new things that are coming in the market. I mean, this is much more competitive nowadays. I think also South Africa, if we want to sell our products and export it, I think we need to be competitive. And I think this is something that we also would like to encourage in our trainings, to say, okay, we just need to see how can we do things in a different way, smarter, also a bit faster, to make sure that the products that we eventually give to the market are competitive with you can get anywhere else in the world.
And you mentioned the need to stay or be competitive. Investing in a skilled workforce is probably one factor to be competitive. How is Afrox investing in workforce development?
We have very good training programs. We look at our talent pipeline. We look into succession plan, because now we can always say, oh, today we are fine with the people we have, but it's important to anticipate also the needs and the trends of the next decade, and then make sure that we review who's currently working for us, what are the talents. Some of them, they will be promoted to new roles, and then we need to make sure that we bring new people to the organization and help them to grow, and this is what we are doing.
In your own experience, what has been some of the major challenges that you faced in trying to innovate, do differently, and adopt these new ways of work?
Yeah. I mean, I see it more as opportunities rather than challenges, and it certainly makes sure that people that can handle the technology, that they understand it. I mean, it's a big field of topics that they need to learn, and also make sure that we can retain the good people that we trained and educated. But I guess for the individuals, it's more of an opportunity to find different jobs with the skills that we provided them.
We have part of our new strategy is to be an AI-based CHIETA. Allow you to focus on your core business while we drive the AI-based skill solutions. Do you think this is a right approach that CHIETA should be taking, or any advice for us?
Yeah, I would agree to that. I mean, as I said before, it's always a combination of the traditional task. I mean, an artisan is an artisan and a welder is a welder, but the combination of the classical, how to handle a tool, how to cut a material and do it in a good way, and in a way that you can deliver quality, that is important. But then combining this with new technology or with data, I mean, that's key and critical for success in the future.
Excellent. It's good to know that we're on the right track.
I would say
and that we have the right strategy. I have to really ask you about the green hydrogen economy. And as a CHIETA that's also leading to drive growth in South Africa's green hydrogen economy, how do we grow South Africa's green hydrogen economy?
Yeah. There's a lot of activities ongoing, which is great. I would say we're in many projects at the early stage, Again, here it's also about, first of all, getting for green hydrogen, we need renewable electricity. We need to find the right places where to invest. We need offtake agreements. And then last but not least, it's again the skills, right? We need people to later operate these big plants. And if we have all of the three components, I think we will be competitive in the global market.
Fantastic. Looking ahead, what are some of the exciting, innovative projects that Afrox is pursuing in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, we will also look at much more green product and positioning that, like I elaborated earlier, to say how can we reduce our carbon footprint and offer this as a solution to our customers. I mean, we also see change in consumer sentiment. People ask about the products that they buy. Is it sustainable? Is it coming with a lower carbon emission than it was in the past? And here we are doing a lot, but also trying to offer our customers technical solutions. We are investing a lot in application technology and using our gases to improve our customers' processes so that they can be more efficient and also less carbon emissions in their production.
With the rapid pace of innovation, where do you see the chemical industry in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, it's a broad question and different aspects. We spoke a lot about greener products. I mean, this is certainly a mega trend. We touched quickly on the population. There is a demand for more agriculture product that also are linked to the chemical industry, but also advanced materials. I mean, there's a lot of development there. So I think there we will see a lot of interesting opportunities for the chemical industry, but also eventually for Afrox.
Well, thank you for your time, Sebastian. I've really enjoyed this conversation that we've had around innovation, green hydrogen. We'll really look forward to see Afrox grow, your continued efforts in terms of driving innovation and digital transformation. And we wish you all the best in your endeavors in that regard.
Thank you so much. Likewise, all the best.
Well, that then brings to an end our podcast on the global gas industry in terms of driving innovation. We look forward to collaboration. We've said as the CHIETA that collaboration is the engine of innovation. And we're looking forward to more new collaborations as Afrox and CHIETA lead the way in terms of driving innovation in the chemical industry.